Today we're talking about selling yourself short. If you're selling yourself short, you want to pay attention to this because just a couple of really helpful tips to kind of get out of that mindset. Those of you who I don't know, my name is Dr. Matt James, part of a company called Empowerment Inc. My dad founded it back in '82 and I've been doing this now since the early '90s and going around helping people empower themselves. I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona. This is actually where we're going to run one of our last events of the year. Later on in December, I'll talk about that soon. And you know, if you like this stuff, subscribe to our channel. Lots of free information, helping you to become more and more empowered as an individual. Again, what I want to talk about today is, are you selling yourself short? So I'm here in Phoenix. I'm teaching a bunch of people how to become a coach, how to go out there and help other people. And one of the biggest things that we tackle in this program for each of the individuals here is, how much should you charge? Like, what should you be charging? And I use an example of this. And the example is that I have a car. I have a car that has an engine and a plug-in. And a garage that I had didn't have the proper outlet to it. So I had to hire someone to dig a hole and like a little bit of a trench and move a wire so that I'm able to charge my car in the garage. The job took just a couple of hours to do. Then the electrician came in and they covered up the hole. And I think I paid just under $2,000. $2,000 for about an hour, 2 hours worth of work. And you know, for me, it was worth the investment. When I hear someone that charges so little that they don't believe that what they're doing is worth it, I'm like, you're selling yourself short. You absolutely are. One of the things that I have my clients do is pull out a calculator and calculate, based on what you're making, what does that equate to an hourly rate? You know, if you're a massage therapist and you're only charging $100, you should charge more than that, especially if you're good. No, if you're good, you should take a look at, really, are you charging what you're worth? And I don't know if anyone's ever told you this before. I don't care how many zeros you put after a number, you're worth more than that. So really take a look at, are you charging what you're worth? And to do that, there's going to be an interesting thing to talk about here. You want to compare what other people are charging and charge comparable, and you got to stop comparing yourself to others. One of the ways to absolutely sell yourself short is to compare yourself to others. Hey, look, I did. We all do that. You know, my dad was an incredible teacher before he passed away. I mean, just gifted at being on stage, a beautiful voice. And I spent a good portion of my first time teaching in the '90s going, why would anyone want to listen to me? My dad is so much better. Well, why is he better? He's better because he's had more time involved. A lot of times you're comparing yourself to something that is not equal to really who or what you should be comparing. So for example, I've been now in the field of personal growth and development since I was 11 years old. Started meditating when I was 5 and did a Tony Robbins event when I was 11, walked on fire, back before he had 10,000 people in his room and he had about 100 people in the room. Okay, well, they've been doing it a lot longer than I have. And so when I looked at them as a kid, I'm like, how could I ever get that good? Now I have students that are looking at me going, how could I ever get that good? And I'm like, I get it. I get the role reversal of that. You can't compare yourself to someone that's been doing this for 40 years. You got to compare yourself to others that are on the same playing field. That's where a lot of selling yourself short comes from, is making an unfair comparison. Here's one of the things that I do. I want to leave you with this tip. I got 2 kids. Whether you have kids or not, think about a kid. So imagine if a kid comes to you, they're 5 years old, and they're selling themselves short. They're comparing themselves to others. I'm not good enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not fast enough, whatever it is. What would you say? Well, I mean, like straight up, what would you say to that kid? Would you say, yeah, you suck, you fail, you're never going to amount to anything? No, but then why do we say that to ourselves? Start to treat yourself how you would treat that 5-year-old, with care, compassion, love, and just really sit there and go, you know what? Maybe I'm not good now, but I'm going to become better later. And I'm going to get better and better every single day as long as I dedicate to that. And that way you stop selling yourself short and start realizing life's a journey. You're going to get there at some point, okay? Hope that was helpful, and thank you so much as always for joining on the live and watching the recording of it. If you like it, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to, go check out NLP.com. We have 2 more events in December at the end of this year, one in California, one here in Phoenix, and the Phoenix one, the Orange County, one of them is going to be virtual. Virtual meaning you don't have to actually be there. So if you're like, well, I'm not in California and I'm not in Phoenix, no more excuses. Virtual, and it's not like you're staring at like this right here with a green dot and all that. We bring 3 cameras into the room. We make it interactive. It feels as if you're there. We alternate between the cameras. We have breakout rooms. It's interactive, and it's an NLP certification, Neuro Linguistic Programming. So go check out NLP.com, not too late to enroll, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Aloha.